So I guess welcome back everyone to episode 13 of Carthritis. It has been a long while. We've kind of taken a New Year's vacation.
I would call it a hibernation.
Hibernation.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, everyone kind of had other stuff to do, and some attempts to make episodes didn't quite pan out. But things are, back to normal now. Are they?
Maybe.
Sort of.
Reasonably. Yeah.
Right. That's solid enough. Anyway, hopefully we'll be back to our scheduled programming of one-ish episode a month. As soon as Karol delivers his thesis. Oh no, that's already delivered, right?
Yeah. It's just the defense part. It's this week on Thursday.
Yeah, and then all our lives are back to normal.
No, not really.
Right.
Sort of.
My whole life is on hold until Carol delivers.
Yeah.
I'm holding
I know,
my breath. Right. Anyway, today we're doing slightly different thing. We're doing sort of a recap from last year. Going through stuff that was memorizable. Was that the word, Carol?
That's what we all agreed on, yes.
Yeah.
Memorizable. Yeah.
It's here to stay. Memorable from last year's Carthritis episodes and how that came about. And we don't have a guest today because we're going to spend a lot of time looking at our own merits, apparently.
That's always fun.
Sure. And then, the season of karting is coming up in like half a year, something like that.
Month.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not even half a year at all. Right.
No.
So
Not.
we're already starting what we were doing last July or something, the warm-up for CDM. Now we're doing the warm-up for ASC. Happy to see that happening. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we have in store for you. So first up, it's the introductions. Joe.
Yes.
Take it away with your most memorizable moment of 2018 Carthritis.
Okie doke. My name is Joe Reinreb, aka Juiced Vanderbernier, and
What the?
and my most memorizable moment from 2018 is the Terrence Fenner episode when he could not confirm or deny if he is a Drew Alt account or person or whatever. I haven't laughed as hard before or since, so that was my favorite moment of 2018.
I was going to pick that one too.
Yeah, good pick. Good pick.
I have to reschedule my pick now.
I'm glad I went first because I was pretty sure that was going to happen.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
careful, because I might have to change mine twice.
I mean, let's stop a bit. Let's stop and talk about the thing so that Carol can buy Carol some time here. But yeah, that was quite the moment. It reminds me of the grandest moment from Kart Radio about a decade ago, which was certainly the Drew Blomfield episode.
You're all going to hell and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It had sort of the same feel, that moment. So
Interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting,
yeah.
right?
I'm not gonna deny or confirm anything.
It's also the
Obviously.
one
I love-
episode I missed. I wasn't on that show, so I was just I heard it in retrospect. I'm like, holy crap, what is going on here? The show is completely
Right.
derailed. But yeah, that was fun.
I loved absolutely every minute of that. I was on there. It was just a riot. I was just being able to pick his brains and then him just go, no. Or just like barely say anything whatsoever. And just completely forget or just not even acknowledge if this stuff has ever happened in the past. It was glorious. I
It
loved
might have been the way that I phrased the question, though. I mean, maybe I'm at fault here, but I have to go back and listen to the episode again. But I'm pretty sure I said, "Can you confirm that you're not a Drew Alt?" And he said no. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. Who
I
knows?
really enjoy doing the director's cut of that too, with the morphing
Right.
face.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was very
Well-
good fun.
It was a quite different episode, I gotta say. Since the interview subject was, how do I put this? let's Fenner. It was.
Yeah,
was
that's all you really have to say.
Difficult to direct.
That's a quote from something.
Baffling. I think baffling would be a word I use. I use to describe that piece of him. Yeah.
Right. Well, in any case, the entire episode had that sort of feel that the Drew episode from 2008 had. So I wish we could get some sound clips from that. You're all going to hell.
I still have that somewhere. I can dig that out for you. I've got that.
Maybe we can splice that into the director's cut when that happens.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah. Right. Okay, Carol, you got all the time you needed, I hope.
Yeah, no, not really. But one very funny moment that jumped back to mind as the second best, or maybe even shared best, is when Guillermo mentioned in the episode that he was in that he may not have time for, or the opportunity to attend meetings in the future because a wrench in the wheels may be on the way. And the wrench in the wheels was referring to his future offspring.
Yes.
And a meme was born immediately.
That was quite funny.
Okay. That is probably my favorite meme from the Carthriders episodes. That's true.
Very good one.
We're still using the word wrench.
Indeed, to this very day.
Yeah,
it's part of my vocabulary now. It's just
exactly.
It's just how I talk.
And then another thing sorry, I'm sweeping away a bit, but of the topics, possible answers for you and Clark. But I don't think you were going to mention this one anyway. But the episode that Anti-Star was in, I really enjoyed immensely. Because with his enthusiasm, he just derailed everything constantly. Like we went into Zelda, we went into speed shitting, we went all over the place because of his enthusiasm. It's just really funny.
Yes, very much agree. Annoyingly, that was my second choice.
Sorry, Clark. You have the spotlight now, though.
Right. Okay. Well, hello. I'm Clark, aka Zarkov, and for me, number one was Fenner. That was brilliant. Number two was Mario, because he was hilarious as well, for all the reasons you stated. Yeah, so for number three, for me, I won't go for something which is hilarious. I just enjoyed having Salt on the show. I thought
absolutely.
He was
Sure.
Yeah, really eloquent, really cool to talk to. Very, he just was fun. It was just nice to have him on the show. He was good. And he was a bit of a celeb. I fanboyed a bit, to be honest.
No, but I gotta say it was fun having him on the show. But it's also been fun whenever he has spoken up in chat, and he's got stuff to bring to everything. So I kind of miss his videos because they're so, what's the word? Sparse? No, that's not a word.
Sparse.
Sparse. That's the one.
You could say few and far between. Would be fine.
Sure. Yeah, I was looking for a specific word, and I got there eventually. I mean, he's obviously not dead, but it's just a bit quiet, and he doesn't stream, and it's a bit, not sad, perhaps, but
he has taken a stream hiatus recently, but
right.
Yeah, he also, I guess, he hasn't put out a video in a while too. But I know that he just moved, so maybe that has something to do with it. But
sure.
Yeah, but there's one in the works. I can confirm that.
Right. I heard it here first. For a while, I was watching random Johnny Two Shoes playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out on Twitch just to get my fix.
Satisfied. Yeah.
For a long while, but he never came back. So now, yeah.
Maybe he's just working on that big SMK piece.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's spoken to any of us.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Right. I guess
Cool.
it's up to me then.
Yes.
So, you all guys kind of picked fun moments. I'm going to pick something that wasn't fun at all. And I'm sort of afraid I'm relighting a dying fuse here. I'm sure that's a saying somewhere. But the whole... So this has to be an overarching plot twist from episode 1 until episode 8, at least. With the whole Steven Swartz's... Swarties, I mean.
Steven's Warties, yeah.
Yeah, the whole back and forth there. So getting in touch with Steven, getting in touch with Stefan, and then the whole Rene Elsasser, then starting to talk with Goose about it, and that whole behind the scenes thing, which kind of never amounted to much. And when we did get Goose on the episode, we touched on it, but not too much.
I will say that was a very good episode, though.
Sure.
At least in my opinion, I really enjoyed having Goose on the show.
Yeah, one of the most solid episodes, I think. So that whole twisting and turning bit, because I gotta say I was kind of far on the Steven side for many years. And going through this process, I've been back and forth and up and down and wrong and right many times, I'm sure. And on the other side of it all, I'm kind of blank now on the entire thing.
Yeah, I'm on the fence as well.
Yeah.
Or off the fence because nothing is happening anymore.
Right. It died.
It got boring up on the fence, didn't it? So we all just walked away.
Yeah, I'm just standing next to the fence now.
just kind of looking at
admiring the fence.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a lovely fence.
I've got a picture of the fence in my living room. No, but all the stuff that happened behind the scenes there, because nothing really came to be on the show. But I did so much work talking to people and getting information and trying to figure out what's up, what's down. So it kind of threw me for a loop and gave me nothing in the end. But it was a ride. So was it fun to bring it back and not get a conclusion at all? After the teasing videos from Steven, no, it probably wasn't fun, but it was very memorable for me.
It's interesting to see as well. Sorry to jump in, Carol. Just like after all of that, how he's throwing so much shade Steven Zwarty's way, only for it to sort of come back and not that specifically, but then him to get it all himself as well for that whole. Well, we all know what happened.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't see that as being part of the same canon, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. It's just timing. I found quite.
Yeah, that's true. But Goose is still doing his thing. He's making videos and just being a bit more quiet and soft-spoken, I guess.
Yeah.
For the time
Makes
being.
sense.
Carol, you had a word?
Yeah, I have a bit of a segue that relates to this topic.
Sure.
Like the dude would say, new shit came to light, and it's not spectacular, but it still ties into this. And it's kind of a funny anecdote because I approached Lars Nouwen, the Super Mario Kart player and Mario Kart 64 player from back in the day, and that was Steven's gaming buddy, basically. And he is also, incidentally, the guy that submitted the Luigi Raceway record, the mythical Luigi Raceway record, via the message board. I don't know why Steven didn't submit it himself. That's one of the mysteries. But anyway, Lars is running a restaurant next to the esports venue in Alphen, and offered to help us out with the food for both the SMK championships and the MK64 one. So that's really cool. So I went to his place to discuss what are the options and what kind of food will we get and what do we have to pay for it, blah blah blah. And of course we also discussed a little bit about the current gaming scene, and also the Steven's Watches topic obviously came up. And I don't know if you remember this, but from talking to Steven, he dug up his Mario Kart 64 cartridge, right? And it still had the Luigi Raceway time on it.
Right, yeah.
And then he mentioned that he was looking for his GoldenEye cartridge, but couldn't find it. And then he said, yeah, I may have borrowed it out to my nephew, or, he just lost track of where the cartridge was. So I was telling this to Lars, and Lars was smiling, and he said, you know what? I actually have Steven's cartridge.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
That is
small world. That was small world, exactly. That's the exact thing that went through my mind when I heard that. And so Lars said, you know what? I'm going to boot it up and see if that legendary Aztec time is still on there. And it turned out there was one profile still active. No, actually two. there were there's like 4 profiles on a GoldenEye cartridge that you can possibly have times on. There were 2 still active. One was Lars's. That was the first one. And the second one clearly had times that weren't Lars's. So those were times Steven had set, apparently. But the control time, or the Aztec time was not on it, sadly. So
did you say there were other times that you verified as Stevens?
that he verified as Stevens.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen any of it, but he said he really couldn't imagine himself getting those times. So, yeah.
Well, Lars is probably in on a conspiracy, right?
Oh yeah, well.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
that was, the last development, let's say, on that topic.
Yeah. That was kind of cool, though. The MK64 cartridge coming to the light of day was pretty strange, and then this somehow.
Yeah, I mean, what a story it would have been if the time was actually on the cartridge. I was like really having my fingers crossed, even though it wouldn't actually prove anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't do anything. It would just be so cool.
It would still be cool.
Yeah.
It would add to the. We would add substantial information to the debate.
It would be a great moment for either cheating history or gaming history.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sadly, it got denied, and Lars actually theorized that he probably just, without thinking, deleted it to have a slot for himself to play on.
Close down his restaurant, then. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna give us food at CDM. So
I got that.
Yeah, I think we should keep the restaurant open.
So after CDM ends, we'll just all go with clubs and spears and just riot. Thank you for the food. Now we're gonna break your place down.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Anyway, is that the next topic then? The CDM in Gosney? No.
Not
Gosney.
Gosney.
Oh, I kind of dropped the ball there, huh?
Yeah, no.
There's
a meme we have to talk about first.
But do we want to touch on that topic? Because I suppose it should be done.
Oh, what? Gosney and Alphen?
Yeah.
You want to go for that one, Clark?
Well, I just find the whole thing quite hilarious, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, do you want? Are we going to explain it to anyone, for anyone who isn't aware of it? Because I assume everyone is aware of it.
A little bit of a recap might be nice. I
No,
guess.
actually, so much of it happened on the French forum. So
Yeah.
True.
A lot of people.
Yeah. Right. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for the people who don't know, there was 2 choices for the CDM this year. One was back in Alphen in Holland, and the other one was a similar venue to Le Sue's, similar in style in Gosney, right? So to decide, they set up a poll. Alphen won this poll quite considerably, and Adrian, the president of FFSMK, went, "Well, fuck that poll. We're having it in Gosney anyway," and everyone just lost their shit, and that was where all the drama came from, which I just found glorious. He just came out of nowhere and he went, "Well, there's just 1 or 2 dodgy accounts, so therefore the whole poll is void. Let's just have it in Gosney anyway, because that's the only logical course of action to follow." And yeah,
And then what happened?
what did happen after that? He just resigned, and then
Yeah, he did.
he resigned, and then he said, and then it's just going to be an Alphen anyway. So
obviously there was a bit of an outrage after that. Yeah.
lots of outrages.
Yeah.
But yeah, genius from Adrian. He's just endeared himself to me even more, to be honest. He's generally like really nice bloke. But I can't wait to see him, just to give him loads of bants about this.
I'm sure he's really happy about it all. He can't wait to hear your feelings on it.
Well, like anything he says, I'm just going to be like, let's do a poll on that, Adrian. Completely disregard the results.
Oh, Clark.
Oh, good times.
but is he gonna show up though?
Yeah, he's actually considering to take the position as treasurer of the FFSMK still, because that position is now gone. Because Tanatix, the guy that used to do it, didn't have time for it anymore.
Okay.
So Like he's not happy about how this all went down and his own role in it. He's also not happy about that, obviously, but he is not salty to the extent that he doesn't want to be involved anymore. Thankfully.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think he just made a knee-jerk reaction to something without
yeah,
thinking
exactly.
about it. Yeah. It's fair. It's fair play to him. Respect to him for holding his
I
hands
think
up.
it also had to do with like he put in an immense effort in presenting the Gasly deal and like making all the necessary arrangements, and then he was expecting the Gasly option to win because it looked like a really good deal, right? So then it turned out that people wanted, like the majority at least, wanted Alphen. And I think that fact alone already like surprised him in a negative way. And then
the fact that it's in a bar, I think, is what he's completely overlooked there. The CDM in a bar, that's just, it works.
Also,
we're all in our 30s now, right? So
it's so much more easy to reach. Like Scoop is living in France, but it would take him 5 times as much time to get to Gasly than to get to Alphen. So
classic, yeah. And it's a great venue, so albeit I was only there for a day last year, but I really enjoyed the place while I was there.
Yeah, so that's that. It will be in Alphen, though the official announcement still has not been made. God knows why not, but yeah.
No, that's actually what I was kind of surprised that you say so bluntly it's going to be in Alphen, because to my knowledge it's still not decided.
Well, behind the scenes it's been like pretty much confirmed the moment Adrian resigned.
Well, yeah, okay. But so why would there be no official announcement then? Because I actually need to book time off work in
I think
two weeks.
They are like waiting for all the details to fall into place, like what price it will be exactly. But I think they should just announce it already and have the specific details sorted out later.
What do you mean price? Like the €100 sign-up thing?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's piss in the ocean compared to the money I have to spend for plane tickets and hotels and triples.
Triple master.
Speaking of places to stay in Alphen, I've already confirmed my place to stay, and Holly, she's going to be coming with me for a few days.
Cool. All right.
And we've rented this charming little cottage on a Dutch canal.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It looks really good.
Is he going to be in the esports venue all day, or what is he going to do there?
Well, no, we're going to go a few days early and do the whole touristy thing, going to Amsterdam and whatnot. And then she's going to be there for time trial, and then the Wednesday, and then go late Wednesday evening.
Oh, she could have joined me on commentary. That would have been cool.
She doesn't know a thing about it. It would be quite funny.
Yeah.
No, she could always. She's going to be there for a day. You can always try and convince her to do that.
Sure.
Also, time trials is on Tuesday, not Wednesday.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, I said Tuesday.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it this year.
All right.
It'll be great fun. Sorry about that.
Fucking hell. Every goddamn time.
Let me just go ahead and write down the time on this one so I can just edit this part out.
Apologies.
I think you should leave it in, Joe. I mean, this is just part of who Clark is.
It's a meme.
At least once per show, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect timing as well. Yeah, good stuff. Oh,
Why don't you go ahead and respond to that text message?
I did.
Okay. We're going to wait for the response too now.
I've muted it. It won't happen again, don't worry.
Okay, all right. I believe you said that in episode 1.
Yeah, I've heard a muted it myth before.
People love me. People like to text me. What can I say? I need to know.
Let's move on to other Super Mario Kart topics.
Let's.
I guess we'll do the other championship first, the American Super Mario Kart Championship, which is right around the corner.
Exactly a month away, right?
Yeah.
That's so soon. So how are things? I haven't heard from the cartel guys in a while.
I don't know.
If not, I'm just having a week at Joe's.
Yeah,
Either way, it's
yeah.
gonna
If
be
it doesn't happen, then we're just gonna drive there anyway, and then if we don't see anybody, we'll just drive back. What's 40 hours in your car? Nothing.
nothing, mate. Easy peasy.
Easy.
The road trip is part of the whole appeal, though, right? For you guys.
That is correct. Yeah, we're gonna recreate
sure.
kind of in reverse order. We're gonna recreate the trip from Dumb and Dumber. Although we're not going from Providence, Rhode Island to Colorado, we're going from Colorado to Louisiana, which is not the same, but it's a considerable distance. That's for damn sure.
I cannot wait for that. It's going to be so fun.
I keep warning Clark about what he's going to expect, and it's going to be a lot of nothing. The Western United States has absolutely nothing in it.
But that is the whole point, because
Yeah.
Europe, and particularly, well, I just can't speak for everyone in Europe, but like the UK in particular, and I think imagine Holland as well. You don't get to do that anywhere in the country.
No.
You can't just drive for hours and hours and hours and not see
I
it.
really enjoyed that in Utah, actually. That feeling.
Well,
like you're
in
alone
Utah,
on the
you have something to
planet.
look at, though. Like at least there's
Yeah, that's true.
some mountains and some rock formations you're actually able
But-
to see. But
But where you live, it's pretty beautiful as well, right?
oh, absolutely, where I live,
But
yeah.
that's the first
Once
part.
we leave where I live, the next
Right.
15 hours are gonna suck.
Okay, I did not know.
I will not suck, because I'm going to be in the car, and it's going to be full of Dumb and Dumber references.
Well, sure,
For
yeah,
15 hours.
that'll be fun. But I've made this trip more than I'd like to admit, and it's not pleasant for me. So I'm only doing this for you, Clark.
Cool. Can we stop at like a truck stop and get a burger and go, "Who Flo? What's the special?" and stuff like that? And
Excuse me, Flo.
please. Yeah, exactly.
Throw some salt over your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing all of that.
Hit sea bass in the head. Yeah, we'll do all that stuff. Don't worry. I imagine you're gonna get in at least one fight.
Yeah. You can take the boy out of Watford, but you can't take the Watford. Yeah. Very much looking forward to that. It's going to be so much fun. At least hanging out with you, anyway.
Oh well, yeah. Thanks.
There's surprisingly little news from the organizers themselves, though.
That is kind of alarming. I was going to actually mention that. I haven't
they
heard
made
anything in
They
about
made
a month and a
Facebook
half.
page, but that's about it.
Yeah, and I tried to contact them about payment information, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. So I don't know what's happening with that.
Nope.
No. Oh, well.
So all the developments I know is that Nicholas Harvey probably cannot make it because he has gardening to do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Well, you gotta have your porch clean in case the rapture happens, right?
Yeah, if you can't hear the trumpets, then how are you supposed to know when the rapture happens?
Exactly, and you can't get lost in the weeds when Jesus is coming to look for you. And also, Dave Smith is not going to be able to make it probably because of infestation in his house.
That is correct. And
And
that's
that is an
actually no
awful-
laughing matter because bed
No,
bugs
it's
are
not.
absolutely
No.
terrible.
That kind of sucks because I was really looking forward to meet Dave Smith after all these years.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, me too.
Terrence Fenner, I don't know if he's gonna come.
It's not in
it's
North
like-
Carolina, so his chances of making it are pretty slim.
It's up in the air, I would say.
Isn't that
Sorry?
just next? Isn't that just the next state over?
North Carolina
know.
is not, but Mississippi is. Yes. So
Yeah.
Nicholas Harvey lives about 5 hours away, but Terrence would have to get in a plane, and we all know what happens with planes.
They crash mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
But Carol, are you saying there's a non-zero chance of Fenrir showing up?
According to Fenner himself, yes.
Wow, I had not heard that.
But yeah, well, how much coin do you want to put in this random Facebook post about wanting to join? I mean, I don't know. I believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
He he contacted me regarding this year's CDM.
He contacted
Asking
you.
Yeah, asking me if I could join him at the airport to travel, and I'm like, sure, someone will pick you up at the airport in Amsterdam. No, he means the airport in South Carolina.
Oh, you're gonna fly to South Carolina first?
Yeah, that's happening.
Oh, why not? I mean,
Oh, dear.
meet him halfway, man.
Yeah, meet him in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, when the two planes crash, you can just swim to each other.
Oh, that's an episode of Lost I would not want to watch.
It's not an island.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
But What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thoughts. Wow.
Fenner, American Card Championships.
Yeah, whether
Miserable
he's coming, I
boys
don't
in
know,
the-
but I'm sure Matt Ballard would meet up with him at Carolina Airport if that's what it takes.
Did Mr. Ballard just get his head dunked in water, or did I see that
Yeah, I
wrong?
was just about to say, didn't he just get baptized in the River Jordan?
Yeah, he did, but he made it sound like as if it was just a joke.
Yeah, so I was kind of like 50-50 if this was joke or Jesus. Sounds like a good game show, actually.
Joker Jesus.
Oh, it's both a joke.
I'd watch it.
Well, yeah, it's a complicated question.
Yeah, so there is actually good news, though, in the sense that Leela actually wrote that she is going to be joining Sami for the
That's
ASC.
cool. Yeah.
Well, somebody keeps saying that he's not going to go. If you tell what else.
Yeah, he
Well,
keeps
it's not-
flip flopping.
It's not certain. Like, it depends on circumstance out of his control.
Gardening.
Yeah, there's always that.
Gardening.
But I mean, that goes for all of us, right? If something happens, you can't go. Like if a direct family member is in trouble or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's
cool.
kind of... Yeah, sure, but...
But that disclaimer is always there.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Or
So-
carpet vomiting, stuff like that happens. You have to reschedule a bit.
Or planes crash, you know. Yeah.
Mostly.
Mostly,
Yeah.
yeah. Mostly. Just
Alright.
before we move on, or if we're going to move on, I'd just like to bring to your attention that Watford have just won. Watford just won. In
The
FA
Hornets.
Cup. Yeah. We can
Congrats.
move on
man.
now. Marching on, mate.
Well, I'm very elated by this news.
I can
Yeah, I
tell.
was really
can tell
crossing
in
my
your
fingers
voice.
that was going to happen today. I wouldn't have known what to do with the rest of my day had I not known that information.
All right.
Yeah.
It was looking
Glad
bleak
to-
for a
to hear
moment, but now it's all restored to its former glory. All right. So yeah, we don't have any up-to-date news regarding the American Super Mario Kart Championships then.
I haven't
Not
heard
really.
much, no. If I get a response back, I'll let people know, but yeah, as of right now, I noticed that they saw the message that I sent them, but it never sent anything back, so that's all I can confirm or
you know,
deny at the moment.
Let me just derail this quickly. In Norway, we have a saying. I say we, I mean people younger than me. When you send a message, MSN or no, what's it called? Messenger, the Facebook chat thing.
MSN.
Shout
sent
out to
you
a dead
a reason.
platform.
Just to emphasize for the people younger than you, Paul.
Yeah. Oh, I had to step in that one. Fuck. Anyway, so when you send people a message, when they receive it, you see like their face or logo or some shit that they've received it. And then if they start texting, there will be like 3 dots going back and forth.
Yep.
That is actually called dotting in Norwegian.
Oh,
Dotting.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's the moment you're waiting for the response, and it may or may not come. So
And
it's
you just get smiley face back when they've been typing for ages.
yeah. 10 minutes later, thumbs up. So it's kind of funny to make up a word for that, the usually brief moment where you see the dots, because yeah, it happens, but it's not like a big thing. But that's that's right before the payout, right before you get the response.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's even later than the icon showing up that they've seen it, and it's just before you see the actual reply. It's just the anticipation moment. So it needed its own word, I guess.
Yeah.
Derailment over.
So you're saying Joe's being dotted by the. By the
No, not
cast?
quite yet. No,
He's waiting
I'm
for
waiting
the
for the
dot.
dotting,
Oh,
yeah.
he's waiting for dots. Right.
Yeah.
Dots.
but he will let us know when it happens.
If.
Yes.
Yeah, if.
Yeah.
Even if there's
No,
no
I mean-
message, Joe, just tell me if they've dotted you as well. 'cause
Sure, yeah.
It's a
I'm
start.
still reasonably optimistic. Like, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, and that Kyle, Matt, and Eric just don't want to burden us with any organization things, and they have got everything under control.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people who have told them that they would love to help out in any way.
Mhm.
I don't think they've done much of that. Ask for help, I mean.
No.
Anyway, yes, I am reasonably certain this is going along swimmingly. We just don't have any latest news at the moment.
And like Clark says, if it turns out that it's going to be a bit of a mess, I probably still will enjoy it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Because I'm not the one responsible, and I'm just going to eat pizza.
Even like worst case scenario, you're going to have Carol, Martin, myself, and Joe. We can have like our own mini tournament in a room.
Sure,
somewhere.
yeah. We'll find something to do.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah,
We trust in Matt and Kyle.
Yeah, in the cartel we trust,
Exactly.
especially because there's going to be pizza. That's what I'm.
Trust in pizza, mostly. Yeah.
Trust in pizza. Yeah.
The logical next step, I guess. Speaking of championships and champions, I think the almighty Scow B has done something recently.
Done more than just something.
Right. Well,
Small
I'm
little
not
thing.
sure who's going to take this. I don't. It's kind of mean to lay it on you, Carol.
No,
But
I think
I
one of
don't
you
have-
guys.
I don't have the details actually.
Joe, how about you? Or Joost, sorry.
Well, yeah, please. It's Juiced Vanderbernier.
Joost van der Bernier.
No, I'm Dutch. I know how to pronounce my own name.
Do you know?
Juiced Vanderbernier. Well, I guess the news is that, and apologies to Carol in advance here, is that Scoob has taken over the throne for the NTSC World Championship title, I would say. That's huge news. It has been, 3-4 years for Carol's reign? I'm not too familiar with this.
There's actually a past
why don't we,
championship space now.
Yeah, exactly. So why don't we consult? the
Yeah,
past
yeah. How about that? Which is where I got my So to kind of piggyback on that, I got my name, Juiced Vanderbernier, from. Well, I guess it was from Kara, right? That was from you, because you confirmed that Juiced would be a name, that a real legit name.
Yeah.
And apparently, on the past champions page, for a couple of days, I was listed as from the Netherlands, which I've never been there, but apparently I'm Dutch now. So it has since been changed. So that's nice. I'm back to being an American.
Sad.
It's also
We love
worth
having you, buddy.
noting-
Yeah. As
It's also
an
worth noting
honorary
on this
Dutch.
page.
What's that, Clark?
Yeah,
What's
well,
that?
oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll keep trying to say it. Mine's going to be a lot more boring compared to what you were just saying. But like you are, like judging by this past champions page, you're the last NTSC champion from the USA. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, the last, I guess, native NTSC player as well.
Yeah.
Because the rest has just been PAL converts, I guess.
Pal
13 years.
Yeah.
13 years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Back when the records weren't nearly as hard to beat these days. Speaking of which, there's some Ghost Valley 1 news that I think we should touch upon.
Yeah, I guess, but maybe we should also go a little bit into Scoop's
Oh, yeah.
adventure first.
Well, would you like
Yeah.
to take care of that, or somebody else? Sorry.
Well, I can just say that for the from November onwards to last week-ish or 2 weeks ago, Scoop got world records pretty much every week. I would say a world record on average a week or something, and big average finish cuts as well on tracks that he was 8th or 7th on, such as Bowser Castle 1 and what else did he play? Dota Place 3 and Choco Island 2, and he would get world records. He would move from 6th to number 1, and he made huge average finish cuts. And I tried to keep up. I also played shitloads and also did average finish cuts and world records, but couldn't stop him. So he got the number 1 spot 2 weeks ago for the first time in his career, and he's been playing. He's been on the players page since 2003, I believe. So that's pretty major that he finally made his dream happen. And he's pretty much reached everything in SMK already that he set out to do, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
He's except for Pal number
Yeah,
one. I hear
yeah.
Fongo shouting in the background.
We all did.
Okay. I don't know, my mic picked that up, but yeah. So big congrats to Scoop. And
Yeah.
currently we are, I think, tied on average finish again.
I was gonna say, yeah, like you guys are still kind of duking it out. You're not gonna let that title go easily.
Oh, actually, we both stopped playing a little bit.
Well, I guess it's good timing then.
Because, yeah, talking about that Ghost Valley once that you just mentioned, and before that I was playing Donut Plains 3 Lab for a week as well. And that really screwed up my hands. Not gonna lie, it was not healthy. So I got like dragged into this OCD urge to break the mini barrier on Donut Plains 3 because I knew I had 1423 and I knew there was room for 19 and even better, and I just couldn't get it out. There's so much variance on that track in all the parts that even though there's a lot of room, getting below that mini barrier was proving to be a lot harder than I expected. And also, for some reason, that track takes it out of your hands really cramp up, even if you're going not even for 5 laps. It's ridiculous. So I did get to 1419 in the end, but it took me like 25 hours or something stupid.
Jeez.
And this was just a barrier hunt. There was already a world record.
Yeah, I was tied with Scoop at 23.
Right.
But I got it in my head to do 19, and I don't know, I got carried away. Because I hit like 4 23s or something, and every time there were obvious flaws in them, so I couldn't let it go.
So what you're saying here is that it can go like 15 or even low 1x.
I mean, probably, yeah.
But
It's not as max as the other record we're going to talk about soon.
Right.
And that happened in the week that Scoop actually got the number 1 spot, and I was supposed to defend and play some tracks that I can get still average finish on, like Ghost Valley 1 5 lap. I'm ranked 5th, and now 6th because of Scoop's record. So I could have got like a lot of average finish there, and I didn't. Right. And I guess that underlines the fact that I personally like to play for like specific world records more than overall position. Which I also got reconfirmed by when I got the Ghost Valley 1 record. That like the white whale of SMK, that was so much more rewarding than regaining a number 1 position, let's say.
Well, I think a couple of things there. So, congrats to Scoop on the NTSC one. Is he going to go after the PAL one, you think?
I would be surprised if not.
Right, and that one is a bit harder to get, or? Equal,
I would say. At this point, equal, because I put a lot of work in NTSC the past weeks too. He didn't get it for free at all.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Yeah, I just wanted to get out there. And moving Ghost Valley 1. I mean, this has been a part of almost every Kartriders episode. The
exactly.
1165, no video, no Didio.
That's right. It's second only to Summoning Salt, I believe.
Right. Yeah. Right. And so it has come. The 1165 has been beaten. There's a video, but there's still no video of the 1165.
That is correct. So the mission continues.
Yes.
God damn it.
Anyway, I guess 63 is pretty good, but that's not what the people wanted.
Yeah, nobody wanted 63.
We wanted a 65 all the way, man.
I made the video in such a way that everyone was primed to expect a 65. I think I succeeded.
Yeah, it was a good video. It was a good little.
That was a great video. Yeah, that was awesome.
And let's. I'll give you one clap because that was one hell of an F lap.
It only took me 25 hours to get or more. I don't even know.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't clap easily. I mean,
I guess not, huh?
No, that was pretty glorious, and I believe you said so yourself. It's one of your crowning achievements in SMK, perhaps.
Yeah, the moment I saw the 63 on my screen, the first thing I thought is this is the best record I've ever done, because I didn't think it could be. I knew when the cart moved over the finish line, like celebrating me, that it was going to be a 65. because the cartridge time of the night before was already a 66.
Okay, yeah.
So in that sense, this 65 would not have been as big a fluke as the first one all those years back. Because back then my PR was 70.
Yeah.
But now I was like, okay, this is going to be 65, obviously, because faster didn't really seem possible. I mean, I'd driven a bunch of 67s as well. And I saw maybe like 100 or two. If I fluked at 200s, let's say, then 65 would be the result, right? And then I got 63. I'm like, what the hell? It's probably the best record I've ever done. Yeah, I still think I
don't see anywhere where you can save any more time. That might be one of the most maxed records.
I just have like one stray thought regarding potential time saves, and that would be the very start where you go across the finish line, starting the F lap.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you have some sideways momentum there.
Yeah. Usually, I try to move as close to the left as possible to be on that one tile. You want to be as far on the left as possible, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you're still building a boost. So usually I move a little bit at the height of the finish line. Yeah. But I don't know if that loses any time, honestly.
No, right. I don't either. It's just my only thought regarding the corners themselves. I think that's pretty much it.
I especially like the slow motion video part where it's just like, look at how close you are. The pixel perfect almost. It's incredible.
Yeah. So my thoughts on it, aside from it being absolutely awesome, do you think Stanley Jerram faked his 11.99?
Because that's an even older record, right? It's from 2002.
Yeah. And that's still a world record tie.
Is there no video? Kappa.
I'm
gonna complain now. I'm gonna be on that high horse.
Of course,
just watch me. Because 13 years is a fine timetable, damn it.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that question, Clark. I don't even know who Stanley Jerram is, apart from the name. I've never spoken to him. I have no feeling for if that's real or not. But
anyway.
To its credit, it's gotten tied twice. By Martin Morissette and by God 7. So it is
many
absolutely
years later.
It's possible. That's just what it shows.
Yeah.
Is this the non-MBT?
Yeah, so funnily enough, that's actually a thought that crossed my mind the next day after I woke up. Because this 1163 was gotten at like 3 a.m. or something. And the non-MBT records for Ghost Valley 1, both PAL and NTSC, are standing even longer than the 1165 was. And both of them also have no video. What is it with the scores? So Sami has a 1226 from 2002. And Stanley Jerram has a 1199, is it, Joe?
Yeah, 11.99.
Also from 2002. Even a little bit older, like a few months older. And the 1199 at least has been replicated by other carters, but has not been beaten. So yeah, but non-MBT gets a lot less action. I think if non-MBT was the main competition, it would have been beaten by now.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, I was thinking about this as well, like the one record that I would consider as quote unquote unbeatable, nothing is really unbeatable, of course, but is the MC1 non-MBT lap I did. From my own records, I mean. On PAL, the 1202. So it's between those two what my most max record would be, but then I thought about the Ghost Valley 1 record, the MBT one, requires a lot more inputs. It's a lot more complex because you're building boosts, you're releasing boosts, just a lot more inputs are required to get to the optimum result. Non-MBT, you just have your cornering to worry about, and that's it. So therefore, I consider the Ghost Valley 1 more of an achievement still.
It's a fantastic time.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that.
Right.
The white whale of SMK has finally been taken down. So, yeah. But there's still no 1165, so we're all disappointed in you.
Yeah, we're going to keep going on about that.
I'm just going to say, you're up, Joe. Get it.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm pretty much tapped out at 69, buddy.
That is a great video as well, though, especially your reaction.
Yeah, well, because I had gotten like 1,072s, and I was just really done with that. So I was just like, oh, cool, I broke a barrier, mini barriers, if you will. And then 65 was still a mile away from my, I guess, capabilities. So for you to get 63s, it's superhuman.
I was gonna say Sami rained on your parade like a day later, right? Or a few hours later.
I think Sami just has it out for me for whatever reason.
Yeah, he does that.
But I mean, to his credit, I did call him out. So I said I beat a certain somebody, and yeah, he happened to beat it like an hour later. So yeah, it was my own damn fault. I'll take responsibility for that one.
There's one more SMK topic which ties into the Ghost Valley 1 action. So, Carol, can you explain what a hop boost is?
Yes, I was gonna think what is the next SMK topic we have, but yeah, the hop boost. The hop boost. Okay, so actually this has been discovered by various people already in the past, it seems, and none of the information for some reason really stuck with the top carders. I was not aware this was possible. I was aware it was possible, just not how. Card 7 did a video in 2010 that showed a boost being built or continuing to be built while jumping, and basically that's what a hop boost is. So normally, if you jump during a build-up, you cut it off. You cut off the build-up, and therefore, if you did not have enough frames of zigzagging, of boost building done, at the moment you jump, it would have been reset. And you would lose your boost, or you would have to build a new one from scratch. And it was found that if you alternate between L and R, both jump buttons, you can actually circumvent the boost, the loss of having a glide active. I'm doing a pretty poor job at explaining this, but basically, if you're zigzagging from left to right, there's always has to be a frame where you're pressing a direction, and the same principle applies for the shoulder buttons, the glide buttons, the power slide buttons, if you will, and so that's what a flat boost does as well. L and R at the same time, you don't jump, and the hop boost is you can jump just by pressing the other button. And then the next frame, you press the L button, for example, instead of the R button. That makes the card jump, but there is no frame where the jump buttons aren't pressed. Therefore, the build continues, and that makes it possible to do the last boost of MC1 much, much faster. And it would explain Alenka's freaky boost in the 1090 from all these years back, which to the eye of a trained SMK player does not look like a boost at all. Because normally it takes like 1.2 seconds for a boost to be built at best, and that one is built in like less than a second. So, seemingly. Because if you include the jump in the build-up time, it adds up.
So I have so many questions.
All right, let's go.
One, is this confirmed to have been used in any other current or former world records?
No. So Scoop and me both strongly suspect that this is the only possible explanation to our current knowledge of how Alenkar's final flat boost in the 1090 was done. And the same goes for Sami's Paul MC1 exploits.
Yeah.
The 1123 and also especially the 1124 final lap in the 5795 lap.
Right.
That's insane.
Because that flat boost looks like an NTSC boost, basically. And it's some PAL, which doesn't look possible at all. So whether these were done knowingly is another question. But I know when you're doing a flat boost, you're pressing L and R at the same time anyway, so maybe it accidentally happened, who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty convinced that they used hop boosts to get these crazy final boosts on MC1, knowingly or not. But it's not been confirmed.
No, right. So the probably taking this a bit far, a bit fast, but given perfect knowledge of how this is done, Could this impact a lot of tracks in SMK?
Theoretically, it could impact almost every track. And I was a little right after we discovered this again. I gotta give Scoop credit again for bringing it back to the front light, and like explicitly stating that this boost reset is circumnavigated by alternating L and R. And I was a little bit worried right after the discovery that this was gonna like make SMK a worse game.
Yeah.
Because I was imagining the nightmare scenarios of having to build boosts while weed cutting and while island jumping on VL2, and it's going to be a complete nightmare, right?
Yeah.
So that might still happen. It just depends on how far we want to push it. Because now it is entirely possible, like for example, to hop around the track, the first corner on VL2, and build a boost and release it somewhere. But you still need a place to release it. I just don't know. But it certainly will impact, and it has already impacted MC1. Because I believe the world records are done with the hop boost.
Unintentionally, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Or intentionally, who knows?
Well, yeah, well, okay.
And Ghost Valley 1 5-lap is also probably going to be affected.
Hopefully, for your sake, Carol, the Ghost Valley 1 F-lap is not affected by this.
It's not affected. I don't think so, because you land very close to the finish line with the optimal cut when you jump across the void.
Yeah.
And the bulk of the speed that you get from a boost is like the latter half of the boost in terms of time window.
Yeah.
So I really very much doubt that it will win anything if you do it in a flap.
Right.
Because you still need to build it, right? You still need to have slides, power sliding.
Yeah.
So
I've been calling this phenomenon modern SMK, which is basically something only Scoob and yourself and sometimes Sami does. The whole jump into things and extend your boosts while you're at it stuff.
And Matt Ballard. He actually beat my MC3 5-lap, so that's pretty crazy.
Oh, sick. Anyway, so this is sort of the direction the game has taken the last few years. If you want to push further, you just jump into pipes and walls and shit. But adding this to it, it just seems like a complete clusterfuck to me if it becomes a thing.
Yeah, it could potentially be that, because it's also harder to do than a flat boost, actually.
Right.
And
you can do the two. You can do a flat boost into this.
Yeah, so actually the final boost on MC1 is a flat boost hop boost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I'll leave that to you guys.
So
I do not blame you.
So does Alan Carr have the current world record, the 1090? Or
No, the world record is 1083 by Sami.
83, okay.
83.
But he did that like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy time.
I believe the 1090 has the world record final boost still, if we want to talk about that. Because it's built seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm actually struggling to think like what courses could be exploited by this, and not that many are coming to mind.
Whenever I do that sort of what's it called, thought exercise to see, I wonder if this extended wall boost could be used somewhere else. Just ask Scoob, he's done the math already.
Yeah. Well, actually, I can imagine it being used pretty much everywhere. Like Rainbow Road could definitely be affected, and actually there is a video by Japanese carder Marisa, who is not on the site, but famously has the MC2 sub-minute, right? And he also has the Rainbow Road world record, if it's real. And that video shows hop boosts almost everywhere. Which is part of the reason why I slightly suspect something is amiss, because it's actually not easy to do at all.
But does it gain any more time than traditional new boosting techniques?
Yeah, it would, because it allows you to spend less time on the road building boosts. And
but if you're releasing them in the same place, then it doesn't really... I mean, if you're adding more boosts, I can see that. But if it's still the same amount of boosts per lap, then I don't really see it.
It doesn't win that much.
Yeah.
That's true.
It'll be 100th here and there.
Yeah. But it's a bit like flat boosting in that sense.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Flat boosting you're also doing in the traditional boost locations, but you just spend less time on the road building it.
Yeah, but that's kind of my point though. Is if like Mario Circuit 1's last corner has only that small window of time, but Rainbow Road has a lot more. It's a little bit more open. So if you're still boosting at all, I'd say it'd probably be the same amount of time shaved, rather than having only hop boosts.
Yeah, okay, I think that's probably accurate.
This is just a theory. I haven't really tried anything.
It might win a little bit, but not that much. I agree. But on VL2, if you can somehow build one during the last corner or whatever, and then release it on after the first one,
Sure.
like we do in the flap already, then it could win time.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, that would be something.
And it could also you could start building boosts. I'm just what's it called?
Spitballing.
Spitballing here, exactly.
Dotting.
That you could also already start building boosts while doing lava jumps on Bowser castles, which was I mean,
if you
do it everywhere.
They'd be insane.
It's the future, boys.
Yeah. I don't like the sound of this, but it's going to be impressive at least. But maybe it becomes a science. Like flat boosting is pretty much a science now.
Flat boosting is a science now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be.
I think for me, it's just moved away. Like the goalposts for world record. Like for me, they're already like on the fucking moon, and now it's just moved them. I don't know, to Jupiter or something. Like it's just
that is further away.
Yeah. Just not that I was ever going to get a world record anyway.
It's only affected MC1 thus far, but it is going to affect more the courses. That's not a bold statement at all. If it's going to affect all courses, that I would be surprised.
Like you said, Ghost Valley 1 could probably be taken down now.
Yeah.
Probably even sub 59, just by adding that one boost.
Very hard to do consistently, though.
Sure, yeah. But if you get 5 out of 5, well, I guess 4 out of 5. Well, it would be 5 out of 5, wouldn't it?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, yeah, because the last wouldn't really.
Yeah.
That's going to win you about half a second, then, right? Just about. Just by adding the boost.
Not that much.
Okay.
I think it even on Ghost Valley 1 it wins like 300 max.
Okay. Oh, that's it? Only 300th? Huh.
Oh, maybe. Okay, let's say if you do it perfectly.
Say 5.
Just hard 5, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's only, a quarter of a second. But it's still, that's enough to push it below 59. If you do it perfectly, 4 out of 5.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't, because it's only 4 out of 5, so yeah.
No, but let's say it makes 59, sub 59, more realistic, much more realistic target than it was prior to that discovery.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a new barrier to break then, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, after my Ghost Valley 1 lap, I told myself I'm going to take a break for a little bit. Also because of the hop boosting thing. Because it has it's new tech, right? So it's very exciting and you can explore all the possibilities, but it's also super hard to do. And it will require me to just put shitloads of more hours into it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break and take a step backwards here and see what happens.
I took a break 13 years ago.
That's a fine timetable, by the
way. But it's going to take a lot of effort to make this pay off, if at all.
Yeah, so I don't know if Scoop likes me talking about this, but he's been going for the MC1 lap record.
Nice.
Right.
And he wanted to keep it under wraps a little bit, and I
can't imagine why.
What's the word?
Because a certain someone
who's he trying to break?
Very defensive on MC1. Maybe a little bit obsessed with it.
Right.
Maybe a lot obsessed with it.
I don't know who that would be.
Yeah. So and he's
too cryptic.
He's applying this hop boosting strategy to the lab, and he's so far, I don't know how many hours he's in, but he's definitely playing it for more than a week now, and so far he's gotten 1085, which was already his PR before the hop boost was discovered. So even on an obvious location such as MC1, it still wins quite little. So that may be reassuring. I mean, depending on if you're really excited about, new tech and we're gonna take all times down now.
It's just a question of, is it worth it everywhere? I doubt it, but I could easily be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just while we're still on the subject of world records, just before we started recording this, I was watching your MC4 5-lap world record from a few weeks ago, Carol.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether this is just me not paying attention to anything, but when did it become a thing to do, like, to hop into the big hairpin and then release?
Well, of course, that's another Scouby invention. I think he used it first, and that actually sparked a debate whether we should allow wall boosts and pipe boosts. And that was back in 2017, I think.
Right. Okay. So I'm only 2 years behind.
Is that recent?
Yeah.
I thought it was older.
No, it's
well, the debate.
Yeah,
I don't mean the debate.
I thought was more recent than 2017.
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's not that. It's the use of it.
Well, I just looked it up. He got it in January 2017, the MC4 5-lap with the wall boost. He was not the first one to use it in a world record, though, in the sense that Chris Wilde already used it to tie MC3 flap.
Sure.
Like, I don't know how many years ago. However, that was actually denied because we were still on the fence whether we would allow this.
Right.
Like Sami said, like, okay, just... and funnily enough, we didn't even have a discussion about it. We just ignored it.
Solid.
And then Scoop was doing all this stuff on MC3, MC4, MC2. And so then the debate really was necessary. So that happened in 2017.
So back on MC1 then, could you see him using a pipe boost to shave some time? I think it's in the second corner, technically.
He already tried that.
He already tried it? Okay. Does it save any time?
Obviously, no.
Yeah, okay.
Probably not.
All right.
Like I told you, Joe, if you have any question, just ask Scoop.
I'm learning this now.
Yeah. Because I was thinking to myself one day, I wonder if the extended wall boosting on CI1, if that could be used on, let's say, MC1. And then 2 seconds later, Scoop's like, tried it, didn't work.
We even did that extended wall boost on donut planes too to skip across the lake.
Yeah, he did. It didn't save no time.
That was creative.
Oh yeah.
And he spent I spent like at least an hour to get it to work, maybe more, I don't know. But then it turned out it lost a few tenths.
I gotta say, I'm a big fan of his exploratory approach.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta give him that, and number one title, stuff like that. Too soon?
Oh no, it's fine. He deserved it.
Yeah, he's been going at it for a while, and he has been pretty dominant in the other modes as of late. So
I like how Carol's response was to lower his own world record and save no average finish. And go to
Yep.
It's a pretty bold statement, though.
Like I said, it may sound weird, but when Scoop got the number one, it felt like pressure was lifted off my shoulders because I don't really enjoy playing for average finish that much.
Sure.
I would rather spend like shitloads of time in maxing a particular record, and rather than hopping around tracks to try and cut as many ranks as I can.
Are you the Carl Jobst of SMK?
Perhaps I will become the Carl Jobst of SMK. Yeah.
That's a good title.
Yeah,
as good as any.
Yeah, I'd take that all day.
But that would require me to hop boost everywhere, though.
Well, then get on it.
Eventually. I mean,
what are you waiting for?
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for my sanity to expire.
I have a line in mind there.
Shoot.
No, it's fine.
I'm beyond the fence, don't worry.
Are you just looking at the fence still?
Yeah.
It's a lovely fence.
Yeah, there's no fence. With Steven.
Talking about world champions. I'm doing the segue thing, boys. Get ready.
Drum roll, please.
So I think it was 2 episodes ago, we had an episode called The Holy Grail. Check that out if you like all things MK64. So Matthias has taken a pause from his MK64 32-32 thing. I call it thing. It's quite the undertaking. And I think partially probably because Dan and Abney were super active for a while there, taking down his records. So now he has moved on to NTSC, taking down the, I want to say outdated but legendary NTSC world records. Like the, what is it, Troy's, Choco Mountain, Rainbow, Royal Raceway, stuff like that. So he's actually doing 32 of 32 in NTSC now. And as per today, I believe he was at 30 out of 32. So that's a bit less holy of a grail, but it is happening pretty soon. And nobody's fighting back, so that helps.
Yeah.
Wasn't Dan actually fighting back on Mario Raceway at least?
Maybe Mario Raceway, yeah, he would do that.
So he's making one last stand, just symbolically.
Symbolic, yeah.
But you're expecting full well that Matthias will get there soon.
Yeah, within this weekend is my bet.
I thought he was streaming today as well.
Yeah, it was at 30.
That's when he got... Oh, sorry, I was... Okay, so he got the 30.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's two tracks left, I forget which.
So after that, it's going for 64, I guess, no?
No, he was going after... yeah, well, sure. He was doing Mario Raceway 3 lap today, and at one point he had like a 10th lead over Dan's world record Ghost.
We're talking NTSC or PAL now?
NTSC.
Okay.
So it was looking like 31 out of 32, but he just hit some grass and that was that.
So I have some questions.
Sure.
For all us people who don't play Mario Kart 64,
yeah,
there is a PAL and NTSC like conversion rate, isn't there?
1.2024.
Okay, but they still have separate charts for PAL and NTSC, or they just make the times one?
No, it is a combined
They're
chart.
Okay.
It is it's both, but the rankings are combined.
I see. Okay.
So the overall world champion is Matthias, no matter what.
Because I didn't know that they separated PAL and NTSC. Because if he's going for, let's say, X world record, like 32 out of 32, I thought that was you only had 32 records in the game. I didn't know that they have 64 of them.
Yeah. So this is sort of something Matthias made for himself, just because so many of the NTSC world records are 10 years unbroken, because people don't play NTSC. Even the top American players play PAL. It's just... I don't want to get into debate, but let's just say it's easier to get proper good times on PAL, it seems.
I think
So
no
it's
one is
the opposite of SMK then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no one is really debating that anymore, I think.
No.
Debate's been done.
Sure. Yeah. I think it's been a long time since the last NTSC world record was the actual world record. Anyway. So he's just going after some old... It's sort of a... what's it called? Legacy category. It's not actually something people play anymore in that game. On the other hand, if you're talking Double Dash, the opposite has happened.
Yeah.
Goomba has pretty much beaten all the PAL times using NTSC instead.
This is crazy. Yeah.
And that's perhaps just a testament to his level, because the same applies as in MK64. It would be slightly more, lenient is maybe the right word in PAL.
Yep. I think that he actually theorized that it's not just due to his prowess,
Right.
but also that the extra frames you get in 60 Hz allows him to make, I don't know, more perfect mini turbos or something.
This is a thesis of his. I don't quite get it, but he's probably onto something.
He explained it very eloquently in the episode that we had him on. So,
Sure.
And it seemed to make sense from where I was standing.
Yeah.
I was buying into that the 60 Hz could possibly be better than 50 Hz. And his times don't lie, so...
But this wouldn't be the case in MK64, though.
No, it wouldn't be. That's why someone getting one overall world record in NTSC would already be shocking at this point.
Yeah. Speaking of 32 of 32, when is 32mba happening?
It's funny that you mentioned that. I was in a stream the other day, and he was playing Rainbow Road, where he's missing 2 of the 4 world records he's still missing.
Something like that.
Yeah, and he actually did a flap where he missed a zipper. And otherwise, it would have been a world record by a 10th or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and it was because I was in chat, of course. It couldn't happen.
The curse.
Yep. But he's still playing Rainbow Road now and then. And when I'm watching, I get the feeling that he could hit at any moment. He just needs to fluke a good spiral with the R-Tech.
I gotta say, that's a good watch when Goomba plays Rainbow Road these days.
It's just when Goomba plays, it's a good watch. Except he never gets world records when I watch. So sad.
Yeah, it's a better watch when you're not in chat. That's true.
Yeah, sorry. No. I try to stay away. But invariably, I come back.
Right. The clickety-clacks get to you. It's an addiction.
It's a lullaby, too, if you want to go to bed and sleep.
Kinda. I have used it for that more than once. More I care to admit, actually.
The soothing sound of Goomba's voice and the R clicks.
That's my ASMR right there.
What does ASMR stand for?
Let me have a stab at it. You can look this up on Google, by the way, Clark.
Let me Google that for you.
But it's like audio, sensory, response. You know, it's making your ears give you tingles, apparently.
Right.
It's very polarizing because I don't like any of those videos that I've seen.
Yeah,
I like Goomba's video.
I think this is more like a tongue-in-cheek thing. But like
Yeah,
for
it
people who do it
works.
for real, I don't understand it. But yeah,
It gives me absolutely nothing.
yeah, I don't quite understand it.
I have some gaming news.
Oh, the SNES is back in the attic?
No, this is. I don't know if you realised I had 4 active weeks in a row on the NTSC on the time trial.
Oh, wow, I've been missing out.
I went on a meteoric rise from like 89th to 80th, and I've gone, that's enough.
Player of the week?
No, I didn't get a player of the week at any point, and I was
Jeez.
quite annoyed that I didn't get a player of the week. No, I'm
Damn
not
Sammy.
that annoyed.
He doesn't
More
like the fellow
important.
Englishman.
More important than play of the week, though, are you going to get a clap from Sarkov?
Nah.
Never do.
Aw. Come on.
We were waiting with bated breath.
Oh, I got a chair squeak. Anyway, so
Take what you can get. That's
my gaming news is I won the game, which I won on eBay for £2. Al Unser Jr.'s Road to the Top arrived
What?
yesterday.
I know the game very, very well. I just can't
See,
believe you're
that's
so
got-
proud of this.
I was just browsing eBay and I was like, I fancy buying a shit game to see what it's like. And I saw Al Unser Jr.'s Road to the Top. And I was like, that's a racing game. That's going to be good fun. And I bought it and I've won it and it's in my hands right now. So I'm going to give it a go, maybe over the weekend. And I'll
on
report
Twitch,
back.
no doubt.
No, I don't know. I don't have to do that.
You don't have to prove anything to anyone.
No, I don't.
No vid, no did.
But I don't even get the first part of what you're saying. Al Dunser's Racing, whatever?
Joe could probably fill you in. I've never heard of the guy.
Yeah, all
I
right.
don't know
So
who he is.
Al Unser Jr. Is the son of Al Unser Sr.
Shocking
me
news.
none the wiser.
Right.
That's
Fuck.
it. That's all you need to know.
All right.
No, he was an
Thank you,
IndyCar.
Joe.
He was an IndyCar driver from the '90s, and he had his own game. So I used to play it all the time at my friend's house, and I'm surprised that Clark even mentioned it because nobody knows what that game is. And so I had a nice chuckle when I saw that he bought that game.
Shall I bring it with me when I come over to America?
Why not? We'll give it a go.
Some 2-player. Al Unser Jr.'s 2-player.
I'm not
It's
sure if it
on.
actually has 2 players. I think it's only a 1-player game.
Oh, that sucks.
I could be wrong though. I don't know. I haven't played it in about 25 years.
It didn't come with a box, unfortunately, so I've only got the cartridge.
Is
couldn't
this
tell you.
a SNES title?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
An official
And-
SNES title?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
I will be playing it. It should be on my SD2 SNES thing.
You will be playing it?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up now.
It's kind of fun. I used to grind for fast times in that game a long time ago.
They've made me curious.
It's not good.
All right.
Well, obviously.
Make no
it's good.
mistake.
But it does have a track called Pike's Peak, and you're like racing on a mountain, and you can fall off.
I
It's,
love that track. That's a real track.
Yeah, it is. I actually live in the same state as that now, so it's pretty great.
It's
Wow.
El Answer Senior. is that a good game?
Is there an Al Answer Senior? No.
He's not
Is that
quite
on
as
the
good
net?
as his son.
Is that on the NES or the Commodore 64?
It's a generation earlier.
Okay, I have an observation I need to share with you guys. We have ran out of topics, and,
Not obvious.
and I feel like we should take maybe the last 5 minutes to talk about games.
Sure.
Just, first off, I'll start it off. Shoutouts to Anti-Star. He's getting his wish. His favorite game of all time is being remade in
Hannah
the most
Montana, the movie,
cutesy-
the game.
That warranted a remake, to be sure.
That is a hard game. I completed that game.
Oh, the derail was happening.
Oh, God.
I got the 1,000 achievement points on that, and there's a bottle toss game on it, and it's really hard. It's like a really tough game.
Yeah, this has been part of a previous episode, Clark, so anyone...
Yeah, I
wanna-
won't go over it. I won't.
All of the
clap for
claps.
I won't go over it again. Tough game. It needs a remake. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so, you know how every other big gaming company does the E3 to announce new projects and stuff? Nintendo, not so much. They have a thing called Nintendo Direct, which they air at their own convenience whenever the fuck they want to.
I much prefer it. It's better.
Pretty
I
great.
prefer it. Yeah.
That's pretty great, actually.
Okay, fine. I don't mind it. It's very tidy and a bit less cringy. So that's good. Anyway, bunch of unremarkable games in my opinion. And then at the very last reveal this time was Link's Awakening, the old Game Boy Advance title? Or
Yeah.
no, it's Game Boy.
Game Boy, yeah.
It was black and white.
93.
Right. Yes.
Wow.
And this is Anti-Star's favorite game, so it's being redone in the most cutesy, I don't know, sort of like what do you call
It
the?
looks really good.
Did you see the trailer?
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay. I don't know. I mean, what would you call it? It's almost like a Mario style in some ways.
Yeah.
really
It's sort of the Miiverse or the what's it called when you have like avatars on your Nintendo console.
Yeah, Miiverse.
Miiverse. Right. It's sort of like that art style, which is
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I like the old Zelda style, but hey, the remake is, or it's what is it actually? It's just a remake. It's not a remaster.
It's a complete remake, like even sort of screen for screen. I think.
Right.
Well, a lot of it. Yeah, it's like a faithful adaptation.
Well, that is cool because that's a brilliant game. I just hate playing on emulators or,
Well,
old handhelds.
I've never played it, so I'm gonna buy it when it comes out and give it a
I've
go.
played it,
Enjoy
but
it for the first time.
I have not played everything, and I've only played it like a couple of sessions way back. So I look forward to playing it again.
Yeah, that's good. It's definitely good. So
For me, the big reveal was Mario Maker 2, though. Obviously.
So what sets it apart from number one?
Well, you could think that they got it all with Mario Maker 1, right? Because you have infinite possibilities already.
Kinda,
Building levels, but now they just added more elements, like you can build slopes that you couldn't before. That makes the gliding thing possible to take down enemies. There's like a bunch of different mechanics included now that were not in the game before.
Wait,
And, like,
you couldn't build slopes?
No, you couldn't build slopes, no. And you could also not build those elevator worm things, if you know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean, in the
Oh, yeah.
Bowser castles. You can build those now. And they also included which I'm most excited about personally, is the Mario 3D Land mechanics. So you
Right.
can build Mario
Oh,
3D
nice.
Land levels and have the cat suit and everything. So I'm
Really?
really excited about that one.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
a
one of my
great-
favorite games on the 3DS, if
That's
not my
cool.
favorite game. Yeah.
But I gotta say, it's I hate being that guy, but it sounds a lot like DLC and not a sequel.
Yeah, it does. But
It
still.
kind of has to be that way though, because the first one
Kinda.
pretty much had it all covered, besides some mechanics
Yeah.
here and there. Yeah.
I think I said it wrong. It's not 3D Land, of course, because it's still 2D. But
2D,
it has the Cat Mario suit, which is probably New Super Mario Bros. Something. Then,
Sure.
yeah. Well, it's a new tile set, and it looks very cool.
Okay.
nice.
That's gonna sell like crazy
Hotcakes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I already did a few, I guess, but I'll do a shout out to. I played my first game on Steam in 4 years.
Nice.
The past couple of days. It's a very big stretch calling this one a game. It's at best like a graphic novel thing mixed with Cluedo. Do you know that game?
Yeah. Cluedo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of an intricate Cluedo puzzle game called in two colors, mind you. So you get to pick between the IBM green from the late 80s, early 90s,
Oh jeez.
the Commodore blue,
Nice.
and I went for a zenith sort of brownish red as my color, and the other color is black. those are the two colors in the game, and there's no details. Everything is just wireframe, if you know what I mean.
I think I've seen this game
Wow.
before.
It's called Return to Obra Dinn.
Yeah. I was watching a stream of some guy playing that game. It seems pretty interesting.
It looks a bit weird, and it plays. I'm doing the air quotes now. Not much like a game, but the experience is brilliant. I mean, this is the best $20 I've spent in a long time.
Wow.
10 hours jam-packed with just good old fun, thinking with the puzzles, but the story makes it a bit more than just Cluedo. A lot more than just Cluedo.
So this was $20 spent much better than the $20 you spent on the burger a couple of months ago.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I
Still
forgot
bringing
about
up the
that.
$22.50 was it?
That was the worst shit.
It was so small.
So small.
Fucking Norway,
believe it.
man.
Yeah, that was a Norwegian airport, though, so that's what you get.
I was like, it's not gonna be €15. Come on. I mean, but he's making the effort to text this to us, so it should be outrageous. Okay, I'm gonna go with 15. It's crazy. And then you said 22.50. What?
Yeah, I'm not doing that again. Yeah, that
Holy
burger
shit.
gave me maybe 10 minutes of semi-joy and a laugh and much guilt and a thin wallet. But this game, for a similar price, gave me 10 hours of smiles and head
And
scratch.
more sustenance.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. All right, that's it for me. Anyone else want to do?
I want to,
Well-
because of my obsession with barriers, want to go to some of my favorite games that are being speedrun. Obviously, Mario Odyssey is now very close as of
The
this
hour.
week to break the 1 hour mark. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 4 days ago, a Canadian guy got 1 hour and 11 seconds. So it's only a matter of. It was
Jeez.
already only a matter of time, but it's really happening soon.
Wow.
that game got pushed so fast.
Yeah, but actually, when I think the world record is 1 hour 11 minutes after 1 week or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's definitely going to happen then.
No, that was already pretty high-tech stuff after that 1 week.
Yeah, but still, there's always new stuff going to be found.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like hot boosting.
I'm honestly, yeah, exactly.
25 years in.
I was a bit surprised it took this long, actually, but they're getting there now,
Right.
and it must be close to the max. Yeah, you're right.
I just
Nice.
realized the Harpoos discovery came after a quarter of a century of Super Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. What are we doing, boys?
Nah, it was discovered earlier, just not picked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Sure.
No.
I have some gaming news.
Okay.
So for the first time in my life, I've actually been able to beat Super Street Fighter 2 on max difficulty
Hey.
without
Wow, nice.
without using a continue. With the whole game all the way through without dying.
Did you use the 2-controller trick?
No, I used one controller, and yeah,
Wow.
it was quite a run. I was pretty happy with myself. I didn't stream it, and Ness saw it, and that's about it. So,
Nice.
This is,
Well done, you.
yeah, that's sort of half a clap. You won't hear it, but it's a...
the sound of one
He's
hand
put
clap.
his hands together slowly.
Yeah, that's because it's. I don't know if people know the game very well, but max difficulty, it's hard just to beat on its own because M Bison just whips the shit out of you. But I don't know. I kind of cheesed the game a little bit. There's some strategies
have
that I
to.
learned, and I used Ken. He's not the most optimal person to use, I suppose, but I'm more comfortable with him over Ryu. And it was a lot of fun. And the ending sequence is not worth it.
No, definitely not. I actually have done this, Joe.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, but
Yeah. So I know the toil and trouble you went through.
yeah, a lot of long nights and a lot of. I almost wanted to put a controller through a TV, but
Okay, so let me just let me add to that. The first Street Fighter games on the SNES came with sort of the higher the difficulty, the better the ending you get, and there's a specific ending for each character, or I guess 5 for each character.
are
So-
there? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the endings get longer for each difficulty level you complete, and then there's also the never use a continue. There's a never lose a round thing. So there's actually a lot of endings in the game.
Hmm.
But the AI is a piece of work, huh?
Yeah. Oh god. And
It
just-
doesn't actually play; it just reacts to your inputs.
It does, and like beating Ryu is the hardest feat for me. Still, I can't figure out his hitboxes, and so I'm just constantly getting my ass kicked. So really, the run relies on how early I face him, or if I face him at all. So if I face him right before Balrog, or M Bison, whatever you want to call him, it's
What?
usually I lose to him. The Japanese version is different than the American version. So M Bison's Vega, and Balrog is M Bison. It's
Oh,
all
that's good.
flipped around, but
Yeah.
the boxer character, I'll say, the first of the 4
Yep,
bosses. So if I face Ryu right before I face him, I'm pretty much screwed because he's just too OP and I can't beat him. But if I face him at like 1 or 2 or 3, then it's a little bit easier.
Right.
But it was certainly an arduous task to try to beat it all the way through without using a continue on max difficulty.
Oh, no. Well, speaking of throwing things through windows or wanting to, I'm sure I will be soon because Trials Rising is coming out in 11 days. I don't know if you've ever played Trials games.
Are you a
They're the
fan?
I love them. They're so incredibly addictive, but incredibly infuriating at the same
Yes, that's well put.
time. Yeah.
I did play
can't stop
the
playing.
old. What were the first ones called? Elastomania, stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
I did play those, and I have played Trials Fusion,
Yeah.
but not like a lot because it is very frustrating.
Oh, they're so
Yet-
good, those games.
Yet somewhat addicting. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So my Switch might survive for another 2 weeks before it just gets launched somewhere. Inevitably trying something
Right,
else.
right.
But anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to next.
All right, cool.
That's in my future as well with Mario Maker 2. Because I tend to try the hard levels, and they get frustrating, but it's also addictive.
Did you ever stream Mario Maker?
No, I did not.
I only saw you do it at marathons.
Exactly, at marathons. Yeah. All the grinding before that is just painful, honestly.
Right. For you, but think
Yes.
of the viewers.
Yes, I do think of the viewers.
Okay.
That's poor viewers. Oh.
All right, boys. I think I'm good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah, good
good
times.
catching up. Next episode in 3 months.
6. Yeah.
We'll do a
Twice a year.
recap for the ASC, I
Oh,
guess.
for sure, yeah. Or maybe one episode before. We'll see.
Let's not get our hopes up. Let's not get carried away.
Until next time.
No, what is the game, Clark?
Hannah Montana?
Oh, it's Hannah
Our
Montana.
Uncle Genius road to the top.
No, that. Yeah, whatever. Good.
The Rise and Rise Off.
What a game. Can't wait.
Yeah, you got an ending somewhere here, Joe.
Sure. All right. Well, peace, everybody. Have a good time. Have a good time.
Peace.
Schlaters.